Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. With my recent self-promotion on TikTok to see if anybody bothers checking out my YouTube channel, I thought it'd be interesting to make a video focusing more on something that I like or dislike to get people to know more about me. So, of course, best thing that I figured I'd start off with is let's find out what my favorite Pokemon are. I obviously think I already know who a lot of my favorites are, but with every generation, opinions tend to change depending on new stats, new move pools, etc., etc. So I figured we'd go to the favorite Pokemon picker, and we're going to find out what my favorite Pokemon are. So we're going to start off with normal type for Gen 1. Now, the Pidgey line is an old favorite of everybody's. I never really connected with most bird Pokemon in general. Instead of Pidgey, I really liked Spearow in the first gen. And Fearow had Mirror Move, which was really cool, but unfortunately not very good. Continuing on, as is with a lot of Generation 1 Pokemon, it kind of just dumbs down to, what I like aesthetically, because almost no Generation 1 Pokemon is actually that good anymore. They've all gotten upgrades. So, of course, my favorite Gen 1 normal type is probably Eevee. Fire type, Charizard is everybody's. Everyone loves a Charizard. I love a Charizard. It's amazing. However, I've always liked Ponyta. Not Rapidash, but Ponyta. And Ponyta's never really been that good to me. I'm not big on a lot of fire types. They're consistently too squishy, but hey, I like what I like, and Ponyta is adorable, and I love the flaming mane. Water type, we finally get a lot of options for this series. And throughout all of these, I wish I liked Golduck more, because I love Golduck's design, and I love the idea of them the evolution path that they have. But my favorite water type from Gen 1 is definitely none of the ones on the top line. Sorry, Squirtle line. Love you guys. But it's probably, Kabutops is probably my favorite rock type, so I don't think we'll put him there. But it's probably Seadra. I absolutely adore Seadra. Alright, grass type, moving forward swiftly. Trying not to make a super long video like I usually do by accident. Trying to move through this. So grass type Pokemon moving forward. The starter line is really good. Oddish is great. I don't really care for Gloom. Vileplume's a nice design. I love Paris. I would like Parasect better. These two were consistently in Gen 1 and 2 my capture team, because Spore was amazing. But they're so bad at everything else. Sorry guys, love the designs though. Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell, Executor. No, it's definitely going to be Ivysaur. Electric type. A few of you already know my opinion on Pikachu. Specifically Ash's Pikachu. I don't like Pikachu. I've gotten better. I don't hate Pikachu, but I just don't care for it at all. My favorite Thunder type is probably Raichu from Generation 1. Ice type. Can you go wrong with Lapras? Lapras is awesome. Fighting type. Fighting is another type that I just don't seem to ever care much about. I know like Hitmonchan and Machamp are consistently very useful Pokemon in every generation they're available. I really like Poliwrath, but my first fighting type I ever actually used consistently was Hitmonlee. I used to play soccer a lot, so of course the kicking guy was my thing. Poison types. We've already got the Ivysaur there. I do love Beedrill. Ekans and Arbok are great design, and I loved their appearance in the show for many, many years. The Nidos are always solid. Zubat and Golbat are great, but Crobat's not here, so I don't think they're going to make the line. I already discussed them. Venonat and Venomoth are great. I really like Venomoth Shiny. I already spoke about them. Tentacool, Tentacruel. I like the Tenta line. These guys are really cool, but I never really used one. Like, to date, I've never actively used one. Grimer and Muck are solid. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar are amazing, but they're also the only ghost types for Gen 1, so we know where they're going. Coughing and Wheezing are good. After all that, I think my favorite Gen 1 poison type might actually be... Yeah, no, it's Nidoking for sure. Ground type. Cubone. I love Cubone. Cubone and Sandshrew are absolutely fantastic. I love these guys. They're adorable. I just wish they were both better in use. Flying type. It's a Scyther. I love Scyther. Scyther is amazing. Psychic type. Oh. Gen 1 didn't really have a lot of really cool psychic types in my opinion. Abracadabra Alakazam was really cool, but I was the loner kid, so I never got Alakazam for many years. And Kadabra eventually, even though Psychic was overpowered in Gen 1, wasn't very usable. He'd just get one shot. Slowpoke and Slowbro, they're pretty cool. I definitely love Gen 2 saving, quote-unquote, the Slowpokes. Drowsy and Hypno are kidnappers. Execute Executor are an interesting idea. Staryu's pretty cool. It's a sentient ninja star from the ocean. Mr. Mime's creepy. Jinx is creepy. Mewtwo is legendary. Mew is legendary, so I'm trying not to put legendaries on the regular list, which I guess means that my favorite Psychic type from Gen 1 was Slowbro. Bug type, alright. So we've already put Scyther in the flying, which means my favorite bug type for Gen 1 is Beedrill. Very self-explanatory. As you'll learn in any playthrough I do of Pokemon, I love bug types. They are consistently underpowered, but they are my favorite typing. Alright, rock type. Kabutops. Runner-up for Kabutops would easily be Rhydon, but Kabutops wins every time. Ghost type. This is a weird one. I might get a lot of flack for this. I have always preferred Haunter's design to Gengar. I like the lack of a fully formed body, so to speak. Dragon type, this will be another one that might get me some interesting comments. I prefer Dragonair to Dragonite. I don't like Dragonite's design. But Dragonair, I absolutely love the Serpentine Dragon look. Dark type did not exist, so we'll just put missing no. Steel type, gee, I wonder. Fairy type technically didn't exist, but Fairy type, I do actually really like Clefairy. Favorite starter is Wartortle. My favorite gimmick form, technically gimmicks weren't in this generation, but... I mean, it's gotta be Mega Beedrill. They gave my favorite Buggo from the first generation the ability to be usable for a single generation. Here's hoping something like this comes back in ZA. Favorite legendary from the game is Zapdos. Love Zapdos. And my favorite Pokemon overall from Gen 1 is most likely... See, this is where it gets tough, is trying to figure this out. Eevee's adorable, but I wouldn't use it in battle. Ponyta is adorable, wouldn't use it in battle. Seadra is cool, wouldn't use it in battle too often. Ivysaur is awesome, and I would. Raichu is good, and I would. Lapras would give me the ability to surf. Hitmonlee I wouldn't use. Nidoking I'd use. Cubone I'd have on my team, and I would protect because small child. Scyther I would use, for sure. Slowbro I don't think I'd actually use. I would prefer a more quick thinking Pokemon than the slow line. Beedrill, I'm actually allergic to bees and wasp stings, so I probably wouldn't realistically have a Beedrill on my squad. Kabutops? Most likely. He would probably be on my team for sure. Haunter, paranormal stuff tends to creep me out. I love horror, I love paranormal, and I love Lovecraftian everything. But a Haunter would probably creep me out. I don't know. He'd either be on my team or he'd terrify me. Dragonair is awesome. The only reason it wouldn't be on my team is if I never encountered one. They are hard to find. Missing No would glitch my game. Magneton is really cool. I kind of skipped over the steel since he's one of only 2 available options Gen 1, but he's really cool. Clefairy's adorable and is basically a sentient plushie. Wartortle is awesome. Mega Beedrill, yes, but I am, as I said, allergic. And Zapdos would be cool, but it's a legendary, so I doubt I'd have it. So I think that means, well, he's a fossil, so it probably wouldn't have that either. I guess that means my favorite overall Pokemon that I would most likely also have on a team in Gen 1 would actually be Ivysaur. Found that out about myself. Moving on to Generation 2. Alright, Sentret, Furret. I love these guys as well. My first completed playthrough of Gen 2 when I had Crystal was Elite 4. I had a Furret with all 3 elemental punches, I believe. And that basically, I don't know how that worked because Furret is severely underpowered, but I wound up beating the Elite 4 with a Furret on my team. I have never been able to replicate that. I must have gotten really lucky on like critical hits back then, because I can't do it with the remakes. Hoot Hoot and Noctowl, I love both of these guys. The Hoot Hoot clock design is one of my favorite bird designs in the games. Noctowl, of course, everyone who grew up watching the show, Noctowl has a special place. Igglybuff, go away. Aipom, a weird design, also ironically annoying Pokemon to battle. Girafarig, cool design, didn't find it until later in the game, so unusable for me. Dunsparce, it's okay. I like that it's based on something more than the actual Pokemon. Teddiursa is adorable. Ursaring is a bear. It's a bear. It's cool, but it's a bear. Porygon 2. There's a reason I skipped Porygon. Never got these. I was a solo player. I never got Porygon in the first game for years. Never got Porygon 2 for years. So I have, other than how annoying they are to battle sometimes, I had no opinion. Stantler, love Stantler. Especially love that he finally got love in Legends Arceus. I love Weirdeer as well. Smeargle, he's a interesting gimmick. Don't see the point, but he's there. Miltank. Whitney's Miltank is notorious for ruining everybody. I don't mind. I don't think I had the trauma of the Stomp Stunlock a lot in Gen 2, so it was just a bulky Pokemon that I had to figure out how to kill. Or defeat. And Blissey. Blissey's cool. It's a Chansey upgrade. I didn't really see why it needed an upgrade, but somebody did. Well, I guess that means my favorite is either Noctowl, Furret, or... Yeah, no, No, not... Yeah, it's Stantler. Huh. Found that out about myself. Favorite fire type? Houndoom. Favorite water type? Totodile. Totodile is best water Pokemon. Favorite grass type? I mean, Celebi is amazing. I love Celebi to death. But I'm trying not to put legendaries or mythics on the regular list. We'll skip those two. Jumpluff is great nowadays as a support. Back then it was kind of useless. Blossom is cool, really powerful. Meganium is... I like the design of Meganium. It is a terrible Pokemon. I wish it was better, but there was basically only one moveset you could ever use it for. And that was Synthesis, Body Slam, and one of the powders to affect your opponent, and the fourth move was usually an HM. I think I gave it Strength. However, Bayleaf is my favorite design. I love Bayleaf, especially since it's Bayleaf, so you could use it in cooking, and all the little leaves there are a pleasant scent. I love Bayleaf. He's awesome. Electric type. I love Mareep, Fluffy, and Ampharos a lot. Chinchou and Lantern are great. I had them on my first playthrough, but I also had an Ampharos. And I mean, nowadays I think Lantern is better because it can learn, or it can have the Volt Absorb ability. I don't remember if Ampharos does. But Mareep is awesome. It's a cute, cuddly sheep with static electricity. So if anytime you want static hair, you just sleep on it for like an afternoon. Take a nap on the wool. Ice type. Go away. Useless. Pretty cool Pokemon. Very devastating in Gen 2 and onward. Adorable Pokemon, but Sneasel. Fighting type. Not a lot of options in Gen 2. Heracross. Poison type. Crobat. Ground type. I love Phanpy. Phanpy is the best. I also really like Gligar, but I liked Phanpy a lot better. I don't think I caught a Gligar for a long time. I know Phanpy was towards the end of the game when you could find it in Donphan, but still. Larvitar is really cool too, but I like Phanpy a lot better as a design. Steelix is cool. Again, didn't have anybody to trade with, couldn't get one. And Quagsire was also on my original Elite Four beat team, because you could not kill it. You could not defeat the Quagsire. It just was annoying, especially with Amnesia. Okay, flying type, moving on. Favorite flying type? We'll put Gligar here. Ooh, no. Ooh, Yanma. Ooh, I do really like Yanma. But Yanma's probably going to be favorite bug. So, yeah, we'll put Gligar here. Psychic type. Oh, yes, every individual unknown is Espeon. Espeon is my favorite psychic type for Gen 2. Bug type. Yanma. Alright, rock type. See, I like Shuckle a lot now. I don't think I did back when Gen 2 was out. Magcargo was actually my favorite rock type. He is an absolutely horrible Pokemon. Just, the stats don't work correct, but I love the idea of the lava snail. Ghost type is Misdreavus. That's the only new ghost type. Dragon is Kingdra, the only new dragon. However, I love Kingdra. Like, these two here might be my favorite dragon type Pokemon. And I definitely love that. Dark type, we finally get Dark type. And now I already have Houndoom over here for the fire type, and I have Sneasel for ice, which means Umbreon is my favorite dark type. Steel type, Scizor. Scizor and Fortress are both amazing. Fortress was, when I did a brief foray into local tournaments, Fortress was one of the MVPs because he had sturdy, so he didn't die when he had 1 HP left. He always had what's it called? He'd set up stones, and then I would have him with a Quick Claw and Explosion so that I was guaranteed the floating stones to damage when people swapped in, and he'd just self-destruct. And that Quick Claw trick worked way too much. Alright, moving on. Fairy type. I love Granbull. Granbull's great. He's a cute little dog. Alright, favorite starter. Totodile. Gimmick form. I actually don't care too much about any of these megas. I mean, the best designed one is probably Steelix, I guess. But I didn't use a single one. I tried them all out. I just didn't care for them. I think technically Heracross is the best one because of the skill link ability, but I just never used them. Favorite legend? Celebi. Favorite Gen 2 Pokemon? It's Totodile. Alright, normal type for Generation 3. Zigzagoon and Linoon were always in my team for pickup. That was the entire reason to have them, was pickup. Also, Linoon was super fast and for some reason learned Surf, which saved me in my first playthrough because I didn't have a water type. Swellow and the little one, these guys were useful. Didn't use them a whole lot. Like, I remember catching it because it's the bird and I wanted to have Fly eventually, but they were very quickly replaced when I found Swablu later. In fact, Swablu might be my favorite normal type. It is my favorite normal type. Who knew? Fire type, Blaziken. Blaziken's awesome. Water type, I really like Mudkip. It's probably my favorite starter from the series, but it is not my favorite water Pokemon. My favorite water Pokemon for this generation is actually Huntail. I think is a severely underrated Pokemon. I love the eel idea because I don't know many other eel Pokemon that they've created. Just the evolution method is kind of convoluted and the stat build is not there. Neither is the move pool. I would love to have the ability to use these guys in a team again, but you know, it's that they need to be better. Him and Gorebyss all need to be way better. Favorite grass type is... let's see, Trico, Gravile, and Sceptile are amazing. They are definitely, the Generation 1, 2, and 3, the starters are all great. I know I didn't put Cyndaquil line anywhere, and the only starter up here, I don't have the fires on either one. They're not bad Pokemon. I love them. I would just have a more personal attachment to some of the others, fire types. Let's see. Those are also really good. I really loved Shiftry. Breloom is great too. Roselia, everyone loves the Roselia, hence the popularity boom. Lileep and Cradily were amazing for the Elite Four, and I continue to use them consistently throughout today for stalling. Tropius is an amazing design. It's the typing weaknesses is really sad. I wish it was a better Pokemon overall. It needs a buff or an evolution. Maybe in ZA we'll get some kind of previous evolution where it's better. I don't know. I would love to see something done with Tropius. But yeah, no, I think my favorite grass type is Grovyle. Electric type, I love Manectric. An electric dog, love it. Favorite ice type, I like how cast forms are in all of these. Favorite ice type is Spheal. He is an adorable round plush boy. Fighting type, Breloom. I love Breloom. The kangaroo mushrooms motif is something that should not work on paper, but it does. Also, the fun fact that its little arms under here stretch out to punch people is amazing. Favorite poison type, Seviper. Favorite ground type, Flygon for sure. Favorite flying type, I really like Altaria, the cute fluffy cloud dragon. Favorite psychic type, Metagross is amazingly strong. Gardevoir is everyone's favorite waifu Pokemon. I honestly really like Spoink and Grumpig. They're a really cool design. Very sad Pokedex entries for Spoink all the time. But I think my favorite psychic type, not counting legendaries of course, is probably not Medicham. It is definitely not Medicham. I do not like either of these. But it's probably... no, you know what? Actually, yeah, it is. It's Metagross. Metagross is just that cool. Favorite bug type. Now this is going to be weird because my favorite bug type for Gen 3 is basically unusable. But it took forever to get a new bug water type in a Pokemon game. Surskit is amazing. I love the design, I love the typing, and everything. I forgot to quiet my phone. Silly me. Pardon me a moment while I mute this. Okay, now that we've done with that, I forgot that because I'm still an idiot. Favorite rock type is a North. Or not a North, a Mold. North is a little one. Ghost type, I love Duskull. Duskull is my favorite ghost from Gen 2. I also really like Bayonet and Sableye, but Duskull is my favorite design-wise and everything else. Favorite dragon type? Well, let's see. Altaria is my favorite flying, and Flygon is my favorite ground type, which means my favorite dragon is most likely it's Flygon. I really like Flygon. Salamence is powerful, but I don't care for his design too much. He is basically just a normal Western dragon from the old stories or anything, but I like the Dragonfly Desert Flygon. So cool. Dark type. That would be either Sableye or Cradont. Probably Sableye. I like the little... It reminds me of the old Bugs Bunny cartoon. The gremlin on the plane for some reason. Steel type. Probably Aron. I like Aron. Fairy type is gonna be Gardevoir. Favorite starter is Mudkip. Gimmick form. Mega Bayonet. There it is. I love Mega Bayonet. I tried using it competitively, but it proved to be too slow to be really useful. But I love the design and the lore behind the Mega. Favorite legendary. I mean, it's Rayquaza. I think everybody's favorite legendary is Rayquaza. Favorite Pokemon from Gen 3 overall is Duskull. I kind of knew that because I have a Duskull plushie. Generation 4 normal type. Let's see. The Staravia line's actually one of the few flying types I was using regularly. Bidoof and Bibarel are HM users. That's the only purpose. Ambipom, I despise you. Your design makes little sense to me. I don't much care for it, and you kill me way too often. Lopunny and Baneri are really good early route. Just fast with nothing and then fast with power and a very good move pool. Glameow and Perugly, no. Happiny, Chatot, no. Munchlax is cute. Licky, no. Porygon Z, ooh, terrifying. However, yeah, no. Staraptor is probably my favorite bird. Well, normal type bird for Gen 4. Alright, fire type, once again, very few choices. It'll probably be Infernape, even though I really don't like Infernape too much, to be honest. Water type, I love the blue Gastrodon. Grass type, I love Grottle. Grottle has one of my favorite designs out of any starter. I love the turtle with the twin bushes on the back. For some reason, it is just the best design. Electric type is Luxray. Ice type is Weavile. Fighting type is... It used to be Lucario. But as I've continued playing every generation moving forward, my favorite fighting type that was revealed in Gen 4 is definitely Toxicroak. I love the poison fighting combo. Especially depending on... I don't think he has a bad ability. I know at one point it had anticipation, so I knew when something was going to kill it. I know that it also nowadays has dry skin, which is how I beat Cynthia with a single Toxicroak almost for all 6 of her Pokemon in the remakes. Is the only reason, because I somehow locked it into her Melodic, was only able to use water moves somehow, and it just kept healing. It couldn't kill me. It was amazing. Poison type. I would like Drapion more if it stayed a bug type. So it gets demoted to Skorupi, because Skorupi's great. Ground type. I mean, there's so many good ground Pokemon out of this generation. One for any need, anything that you might need suited for, they have. But Gliscor is probably my favorite ground. Flying type. My favorite flying type is Yanmega. Very easy to pick. Psychic type. There's a lot of psychic legendaries. My favorite psychic type was actually going to be Bronzor, because that is when I got my first legitimate shiny in any Pokemon game. I had never encountered one except Red Gyarados up until this generation. And I found 3 of him. But he will always have a place in my heart because he was my first ever shiny. Favorite bug type? Well, I've already got Yanmega on the roster, and we've already got Skorupi. Mothim was one of the first ones I had. I think the first time I went through Gen 4, I had a Mothim up until the Elite Four, and then I finally had to replace him. However, Vespiquen is definitely a better Pokemon. Favorite rock type? Rampardos. I love Pachycephalosaurus, and he is the Pokemon version of the Pachycephalosaurus. Easy win for me. Ghost type. Oh, was there any of these I really liked a whole lot? Probably Frostlass, even though I almost never got one to use. I don't think I got a Frostlass till post-game. Favorite dragon type is Garchomp. Yeah, that's why he's not on ground, he's an obvious choice for favorite dragon. Favorite dark type, I love Darkrai, but we're not putting legendaries on the regular roster. So Drapion, you finally get a spot. Favorite steel type is probably Empoleon. I really don't use Lucario much anymore, ever since, I think, Gen 5 or 6. Yeah, 6 is when you get a free one. Like, that was the last time I used a Lucario, and I really don't anymore. Fairy type, Togekiss, because Mime Jr. can disappear for eternity. Favorite starter, Grotle. Alright, favorite gimmick form. I guess Mega Lucario, just because I used it the most. Legendary, my favorite legendary, Darkrai. And then favorite of all time for Generation 4. Let's see. No, yeah, it's probably Toxicroak. He's grown on me as the years have gone on, and he's a really good Pokemon. Alright, Generation 5, favorite normal type is specifically Autumn Form Sawsbuck. What is that? I don't know what this is. I don't know what those are either. What are any of these? What happened? Are these leaks from ZA? I have no idea what these are. Autumn Form Sawsbuck. What is this? What are all these? I have no idea. We're ignoring those. I don't know what those are. That's some kind of sealed gate. I don't get it. Favorite fire type is Volcarona. I love Volcarona. Favorite water type for this generation is Caracosta. Used to be Samurott. And then about partway through the playthrough, I found the fossils, and I love the turtle. I don't think either of the fossils are that useful in base games unless you play like Fusion or modded games, randomizers or something, but I love everything about this thing. Favorite grass type? Well, Sawsbuck took over the normal route, which means my favorite grass type for this generation is probably Ferrothorn. Or not Ferrothorn. The name escapes me. I'm a terrible Pokemon fan. But yeah, this guy. He's awesome, even though I cannot catch him in like 90% of games nowadays. Favorite electric type is a really tough one because it's either Galvantula or Electros. Electros has no immunity or no weaknesses, and I love that about him. But Galvantula is another one that I wound up getting a shiny, and I didn't even realize it was shiny. But Galvantula is a bug and electric, and I used it all the way up until Gen 9 anytime I could. I love Galvantula. Ice type, honestly, I don't care for a lot of these, but Cryogonal is the best. I love the snowflake mask design of the face. It's really cool. Alright, favorite fighting type. Lots of fighting type legendaries. Well, the only one of these I ever actually used in a playthrough was Minshao. So that'll probably be the favorite, but it's definitely... yeah, it is probably the lowest on the fighting list so far. Poison type is Scolipede. Scolipede is amazing. I love everything about this bug. Favorite ground type is Krokorok. Or Crocodile. What is it? I'm forgetting names. Oh lord, I'm a terrible Pokemon fan. But definitely. Let's see. Favorite flying type. Yeah, Braviary. Braviary is solid in all forms. Favorite psychic type. I love these guys. The aliens are absolutely amazing. Like, I love everything about them. Let's see, I believe it's the little one is LGM? Like Little Gray Man, LGM, I believe is the joke on his name. But I love his design and everything. I just wish they were a little better stat-wise. Favorite bug-type Pokemon? We've already used Volcarona, Galvantula, and Scolipede, which I guess means the next one on the list would be Excelgor. The ninja, technically snail? I don't know how he became a ninja, but he's really good and really cool. Already used Caracosta, so we're going to do the little hermit crab. I like him a lot. Let's see, Crustle, I believe. Yeah, because it's Dwebble Crustle. Favorite ghost type? My buddy LJB, also known as Kaynor, depending on where you see him. Chandelure might be his favorite Pokemon of all time. However, my favorite ghost type for these games is Yamask. I love this little guy, and the Egyptian theme works really cool with Mummy's Curse and everything. Favorite dragon type is Druddigon. I used to think nobody liked Druddigon, and then the longer I've looked into Pokemon YouTubers and everything, Druddigon is apparently, a lot of people like him, he just needs to be better. Favorite dark type is Zoroark for sure. Favorite steel type is... I feel terrible because I know that's Ferrothorn. And I don't remember your name, but you're really good. I guess it'd be Excadrill. Fairy type, Whimsicott. Favorite starter Pokemon is Samurott. Favorite gimmick form. What are all of these gimmicks? I don't know what is any of these. What is going on this website? I don't know what they are, and I'm afraid to look into it. It's Mega Garbodor. Favorite legendary, Genesect. Favorite Pokemon overall is, to this day, Sawsbuck. I really like Sawsbuck. I know it's not a very good Pokemon. I know a lot of people don't care about it, but I love Sawsbuck. Moving on. Gen 6 normal type is... probably Helioptile? No, it's the lion. But is it the male or the female? We'll go with the female because it looks like she has a mohawk, and I was affected by Storm from the 90s X-Men. Favorite fire type is definitely Talonflame. Talonflame is my favorite bird Pokemon ever created. He's based off one of my favorite birds in real life. I love the move pool. I love using him every time I would have him on my team in real life. Favorite water type? I mean, come on. It's Greninja. I do not personally know anybody that would prefer any of these water Pokemon to a Greninja. Favorite grass type is most likely Gogoat. I really like Phantup and Trevenant as well, but you can ride Gogoat in-game, and that gave me massive appreciation for this Pokemon. It is amazing. Also, like, Gogoat and Sawsbuck are basically similar or the same Pokemon for some reason. And I just really like that concept of the grass mammals. Oh yeah, that's favorite electric. Helioptile. There we go. Because he's basically, him and Dedenne are the only choice. Ice-type Pokemon is Aurorus. I love Aurorus. I mean, come on. Pachycephalosaurus to a long neck. I love these guys. They're great. I would say Aurorus probably has one of the best designs of all fossil Pokemon. I love the Aurora Borealis fin that goes around the back of its neck. It is awesome. Alright, fighting type is Hawlucha because it makes me think of Mucha Lucha. Mucha Lucha, Mucha Lucha. It's way alive. Love that show. The show needs to come back. I absolutely love that show. I always beg my mom for donuts every time that show came on. Which is weird because I didn't like donuts otherwise. Poison type. Love Dragalge. Dragalge's great. I love the design, and that's based on a sea dragon, I believe is what the animal's called. It's basically a variant of seahorses. and they're designed to look like dead seaweed or kelps so that they can hide from predators. Favorite ground type. Diggersby is basically the only non-legendary ground type. He is here only because he's the only ground type. I do not care for him. I like the preform okay, I just don't like him. Alright, favorite flying type is... We've already used Talonflame, we've already used Hawlucha, so process of elimination, it is Noivern, which is not a negative thing. Noivern might be my favorite dragon type from this generation. He is definitely one of my favorite dragon types, period. Psychic from this generation, I love Malamar. Close runner-up is the Meowsticks. I love these guys' designs. They just ran out of use for me very quick, and I had a slow room Malamar that was really good for playthroughs. Favorite bug type? There's only this one evolutionary line. So we're just going to pick my favorite Vivillon form, which is this one with all the red, the gray outline, the light blue, and the 2 yellow strips. I love that color scheme. Favorite rock type? I have already chosen Aurorus for the ice, so my favorite rock is Tyrantrum, the other fossil. Really solid set of fossils for this generation. No complaints about either one. Only reason I prefer Aurorus is I like long necks more than I do T-Rex. That's it. Favorite ghost type is Doublade. Doublade is awesome. Aegislash is really cool too, but I love the Doublade design. Favorite dragon type? Well, we're running out of options, so we'll put Goodra. Surprise. Also really good generation for good dragon type Pokemon. All 4 of them look amazing and are usable. I really wish every generation had Pokemon that were that close to just good. Not all of them are pseudo legends. I think Goodra's the only one that was, but they're all really cool designs. Favorite dark type? Well, the only one left is Pangoro, so we'll put him there. Favorite steel type? The only one left is technically Klefki, but I despise Klefki so much we're going to put Honedge on steel. Fairy type. I used a lot of these Pokemon. Sylveon wins though, because Sylveon might be my favorite evolution. In fact, it most likely is. Before that, it was Vaporeon, because it was a easy to get water Pokemon if you didn't start with a water type. Like, you get a free Lapras later on, but I think I got Eevee first, and it was just a usable water type, and Acid Armor was such a great way to balance it out. Favorite starter? Greninja. Favorite gimmick? Oh boy. So many choices for gimmicks in this generation, but my favorite gimmick is Mega Bayonet. I absolutely love Mega Bayonet. Even though you're already here once. It's a different generation. I got it. This is the generation where it became kind of a thing, so you're going to get 2 spots because you are my favorite Mega. Favorite legendary? I love Yveltal. However, my favorite legendary, along with I think 90% of people's, is Mega Rayquaza. Just in general, Mega Rayquaza is amazing. Alright, favorite Pokemon from this generation. This one's a little harder to figure because it's got Talonflame, who's my favorite flying. Gogoat, I love the design. Aurorus, one of my favorite fossils. Noivern, one of my favorite dragons. Sylveon, possibly my favorite evolution. And Mega Bayonet, my favorite Mega of all time. However, I think my favorite out of all of these is Talonflame. It is like the only bird that really breaks the mold for me, so I think that makes it beat out. Alright, normal types for Generation 7. We're almost done, everybody. Thank you for hanging on. I'll try to continue moving at this pace. Favorite normal type. There weren't a lot of normals, so to speak. Like there's a lot of normal types, but they're all weirdly not very useful to me in this game. I know Toucaman is extremely overpowered. I like Gumshoe's design because he's based on a PI. Beware was absolutely terrifying to fight. Orangdaru's only useful in multi-battle. Didn't really care for this thing at all. Sorry. Komala is somehow depressing, even though it's based on coffee. Drampa's neat. I think he's based on an old story I grew up reading as a kid. And the dark type Rattata and Raticate are really cool. I like Chunky Cheek Raticate. But I guess my favorite would just be Gumshoes. Favorite fire type. I don't care about these starters. I don't care about this Oricorio. You're annoying because you're only useful if you're female. You're interesting. I don't dislike you, but you're not. I don't know, you might be. You know what? That is my favorite, yeah. So, Salazzle. Alright, favorite water type is Golisopod, the big bad bug who runs away after getting beat down and beat down and beat down. Thank you, Guzma. Favorite grass type is Rowlet. Not the evolved forms, not the false bug, not the mushrooms, not these things, none of these. It is baby Rowlet. He's adorable, and I love him, and I love his bow tie. Alright, favorite electric type is definitely... yes. This thing's only flaw is how slow it is. But I know Vikavolt can be really, really useful even despite that. Favorite ice type? Oh, man. I gotta be honest. Crabominable was a disappointment when I finally evolved it. Sandshrew is adorable. I love the design with the igloo base. Sandslash is awesome. I love the mix with steel, making it slightly more viable. Alolan, Ninetales, and Vulpix are the GOATs. I mean, they're just perfectly designed, perfectly typed, and a fantastic upgrade from what they were. I wish I liked the Sandslash and Sandshrew a lot better, but it is the Alolan Ninetales. Favorite fighting type? I really don't care about any of these. The only one of these that I really care about is Marshadow. That's because I actually got him from the event. I guess we'll go with the Dragon Kokomo-o or whatever the final form's name is. I don't know that I've ever used it outside of this generation. Favorite poison type is, I guess the Ultra Beasts are technically legendaries, so we're not going to count those, otherwise it would be Naganadel. But Toxapex. I love Toxapex. Based on the starfish that eats anemones, which is really cool. Also gave us a really cool connection with Corsola out of nowhere. Favorite ground type is either one of the Sandy boys, because legit Pokemon art of it consuming a Pikachu. So, infinite win. Let's see. Favorite flying type. By my own rule, I cannot put Rowlet a second time. But ironically, I actually really like the Miniors. They were a neat concept design. What's my favorite color? Green and blue are two of my favorite colors, but I don't like these shades they have, so I guess we'll go with orange. Alright, favorite psychic type. So many legendaries. But we're going to go with Alolan Raichu. I love the psychic surfboarding. Favorite bug type is probably Ribombee, but Ribombee's also my favorite fairy, so it's going to be Araquanid. Because Araquanid is the upgrade to Surskit I wanted for so long. It is amazing. Very defensive, yet also very good at offense. Favorite rock type is Midnight Form Lycanroc, because Mohawk. Let's see, favorite ghost type is, obviously, well, I picked Rowlet, so I can't do that. But Rowlet's not a ghost type. So yeah, Decidueye. Decidueye is best ghost. Alright, favorite dragon type is, honestly, Turtonator. Very, very rarely used in my playthroughs or anything I fought, but I love He's kind of I think he's supposed to be a kaiju base, and I love the idea of him as a kaiju. Alright, favorite dark type. Alolan Raticate, most likely. Yeah, because I honestly didn't like that form of Greninja. Alright, favorite steel type. The only one that's not a legendary is actually Alolan Sandslash. Told you we'd get him back in here. Fairy type is... There's a lot of good fairy types here. Ribombee is amazing. I love Ribombee. It seems like a lot of people don't use it nowadays. Maybe it dropped in viability, or it's just really hard to... Like, is it even available in these recent gens? I haven't thought about looking into it. But I absolutely love Ribombee. Favorite starter is Rowlet. Favorite gimmick is... It's Alolan Ninetales. Can't even joke about that one. Favorite legendary is... I'm actually not sure. No, it's... Is it Marshadow or is that Aura? It's honestly neither of the box arts. Not Solgaleo or Lunala, I believe. I really don't care too much about either one. You know what? Actually, Tapu Koko probably. Love the design. Love the interaction with the storyline he's got in there. He's really cool. And favorite overall is Ribombee. I absolutely love Ribombee. Alright, Generation 8 normal type. Favorite one is... Yeah, because this is where Legend Arceus is this generation as well. So, Weirdeer is my favorite normal type. My favorite fire type is Centiskorch. Probably my favorite bug type of all time. This thing hit me so hard in the generation. Because as I said, I don't really like a lot of fire types. The only ones on here that I really like in all of its forms, because I love Houndoom, but he's not very useful. I love Ponyta, but it's weak. I like Blaziken, but it's a starter, and my favorite starter is Mudkip, so I don't use Blaziken very often. I don't like Infernape, like, at all. Minus the fact that he's Son Goku, I don't care for Infernape at all. Volcarona is awesome, but he's only available late game, and he's very difficult to level up and evolve. Talonflame, amazing. Salazzle, if you can find Salazzle, great. However, I hate trying to find a female Salandit to evolve into it. Centiskorch, everything. It's a bug. It's fire type. It's based on samurai armor. It basically turns into a radiator to keep you warm at night. It is amazing, and I would definitely have one on my team to keep me warm. Because I hate the cold. Now, favorite water type. This one took a lot because I started with the Sobble line, didn't care for Inteleon by the end of it. Choodle and everybody, they're pretty cool. Cramorant, I like that it eats Pikachu, but I don't like, it's not very useful to me. I tried using Arrokuda and it became useless after like Gen 3, I think. He was just getting one shot at level. Dracovish. Probably the most broken fossil from the generation. But yeah, that thing's great. Alright, grass type. He's not very useful, but he's mine and I absolutely love him. I love Flapple. Flapple's great. Alright, favorite electric type. It would be Boltund because I love dog Pokemon, as you may have noticed me going through a lot of these. Love Boltund. However, can't go wrong with the guitar playing Electric Lizard Man. Love those things. Either form. I just chose that one because that's the one I had in my first playthrough. Ice type, Frostmoth. Frostmoth and Snom. Snom became like a thing on its own. It just exploded. But Frostmoth is great. I love the design. I love the Pokedex entries. It's not very useful in battle, but that's also because it's a bug ice type. So a quad weakness to rock makes it really hard to use. Fighting type. I don't like the Farfetch'd line because evolving him into Sirfetch'd is a pain. However, I do really like Sneasler, which apparently a lot of people don't. I thought it was a joke at first, and then I found a lot of people legitimately don't like Sneasler because it's just a lanky Sneasel. I like it. It makes sense. I think it's a cool Pokemon. Also, same typing as Toxicroak, so can't go wrong. Alright, favorite poison type is Galarian Weezing. Top hat and mustache. Anybody who knows me, I love top hats, and I am currently regrowing my curly stash. So, yes, love. Favorite ground type is Runerigus. I couldn't get him to be very useful in-game, but I love the design so much on him. Like, this thing is amazing. I love everything about it. Evolution method was a little difficult to do, but honestly, it doesn't bug me enough to not have it as my favorite as compared to the rest of these. I don't really care for the Sandaconda. I like the first form okay, but I don't like the rest. Alright, favorite flying type is Corviknight. We have another one of those rarities where I really like the bird. All I had to do was be a heavy metal raven. Who knew? Alright, favorite psychic type is... Well, Weirdeer's my favorite normal, so he's not able to be there. It's probably... I mean, everybody loves the My Little Ponies. It is a really cool design on the Ponyta. It's not bad. I like it a lot. The Indeedees are great. It's a butler and a maid. No. Orbeetle's pretty cool. I used one in a playthrough for a long time. But favorite psychic is probably the new Braviary. Braviary is already an awesome Pokemon, and then we got this one. So yeah, pretty. I think that's a good thing. Alrighty, favorite bug type. I'm not supposed to do doubles, but this thing is so cool. Here, well no, because that'd be a thing too. So yeah, Centiskorch. Love Centiskorch. Absolutely love it. Favorite rock type is the new Growlithe. I really like Kleavor as well, but the baby Growlithe is great because it's based on the little lion statues outside all the Asian restaurants and stuff, or Asian restaurants and grocery stores I grew up going to as a child. Favorite ghost type? Not gonna repeat, because instead we have the new Zoroark, which is one of the creepiest looking Pokemon I think they've ever designed. They did a really good job on that thing. Favorite dragon type? I mean, yeah, he's great. Everything about him is great. I mean, he's based on the Stealth Bomber. That alone is great. Favorite dark type is honestly the fox that I never use. I caught it, I evolved it, I boxed it, but I love the design so much. The tail that looks like a satchel for holding things, the boot paws, the eye mask, and the tiny mustache on it with the poofy chest fur to look like a fancy shirt. Is everything about this reminds me of the Pink Panther or something, and it is fantastic. Alright, favorite steel type is Galarian Meowth, Berserker, the evolved form. It's a Viking cat. It's awesome. Alright. Favorite fairy type is Grimmsnarl. Favorite starter is one of the Hisuians. I really can't choose between them because they're all three great. Probably... We'll put Hisuian Typhlosion. Like I said, I like all three of them. Probably like Typhlosion and Decidueye better than the Samurott, if I'm honest. But I like these two definitely better than any of these. Alright, favorite gimmick. Big Centiskorch, because I had one. I lucked out and the one I had was a Gigantamax. Haha. Alright, legendary. Evil supervillain Articuno. Just, it looks like an evil supervillain. It's fantastic. Favorite Pokemon for this generation? Centiskorch. There is a reason that he had 3 spots. Alright, Gen 9. Favorite normal type is, honestly, Cyclizar. I really like his design. He's really cool. Favorite fire type is Cerulege. Really like Cerulege a lot. What is that? Oh, that's the Ogerpon, right. Really like Cerulege a lot. Favorite water type is... I'm honestly not sure. I'm not big on most of these water types from this generation. I count this as a legendary, otherwise it would be here, but I'll put Wugtrio because I caught a shiny and regular playthrough of it, and I really like the blue color scheme. Alright, favorite grass type. I know my personal most useful one is probably... What's its real called? Florigato? I nicknamed mine, so I do not know either of the second or third form's names for the longest time. However, Candy Apple Boy is definitely my favorite grass. Yeah, love these guys. Terrible typing. Love these guys. Favorite electric type is either Kilowattrel or what I nicknamed Thor. But it's probably Thor. Way to go, bud. Yeah, because not Tadpole, but big guy. Favorite ice type is Godzilla. It's a Godzilla reference. I love it. Favorite fighting type is the dead monkey. You can't go wrong. I mean, Annihilape is... It's amazing. It's a ascended spirit for fighting. It looks like it's based possibly off of Azura. It's just amazing. Alrighty. Poison type. Glamora. Because I caught a... This was the first shiny I had of Gen 9. Go away, Google Chrome. Alert. Favorite shiny of Gen 9. First shiny I got as well. I got this shiny, and then I found Wugtrio. Those are my first two shinies. Favorite ground type. I love the little Quagsire wannabe. I forget what its name is. I know the joke that its Japanese name is just Du, which means King of the Earth. Clodsire, that's your name. Wooper Quadsire. Clodsire. Alright, favorite flying? Kilowattrel. Favorite psychic is... I mean, the only one of these I actually have experience using is the Girafarig evolution, so we'll use that. Favorite bug type? Not a lot of bugs in this generation. I kind of like Lokix because it looks like a Sentai character. Favorite rock type? Well, I already used you for poison, so we're going to go with the rock crab. Welcome to the squad, Cloth. Favorite ghost type is the fire starter. That thing is amazing. Per the usual, I nickname the starter, so I don't fully remember the name. Favorite dragon? Not trying to do legendaries. I officially don't know if these two box arts count as legendaries, but Miraidon is my favorite dragon. Just out of this generation, it is my favorite. Favorite dark type? That's where the starter shows up. Let's see. Is it steel or fairy? Hard to tell when those are the first three. My favorite steel type is probably Goldengo because he reminds me of Cinnamon from the old cereal commercials for Apple Jacks. Pretty sure that's what I nicknamed mine, was Cinnamon. Just really cool. Fairy type Doxbun. Doxbun might be the single greatest designed fairy Pokemon ever to exist. I also was a baker, so the fact that it is a Fidough being breaked into a Doxbun makes it even better. Favorite starter? My favorite starter is the Grass Cat. Sorry for the doubling up here. The fire one is probably my second favorite. I'm not big on Quaquaval's line at all. As you can tell, I remember your name because I never nicknamed you. But they're solid. I understand the references for all of them. Just the Grass Cat and Skeledirge, that's his name, are probably the best ones. Alright, what's this gimmick form? Favorite gimmick form is honestly the little Matcha Tea Ghosts. We'll do the final form. Those guys are awesome. Alright, favorite legendary for this one. Do I have one? I'm not really sure I even have one. We'll go with the snail, because I don't see a lot of people show love for this thing, but I like the design a lot, and the lore for it's pretty cool. Favorite overall from this generation is probably going to be one of the only ones that has remained on my team the entire time, Ceruledge. I love Ceruledge and the other one. They very much remind me of the Mega Man Battle Network games specifically, and I absolutely love that. Alright, so favorite normal type period. So our options are Eevee, Stantler, Swablu, Staraptor, Sawsbuck. Why can't I remember the lion's name? I know it's not a very different name. Oh well. Just tells me that one's definitely not the favorite out of all of them. My favorite normal of all of them is probably Weirdeer. The design, the love that Stantler finally got, and everything. The fact that it's your ride Pokemon in Legend Arceus. It's a very solid normal type. I absolutely adore it. Favorite fire type of all time. Now this is a rough one. Mostly because is it Ceruledge, Centiskorch, or Talonflame? I'm gonna put Talonflame for now. I might have to change that later depending on how the rest of this goes. Favorite water type of all time is Totodile. I love Totodile. The happy dancing crocodile. He is the best. Favorite grass type? Grottle. Favorite electric? Ooh. It is a Galvantula. Okay. Favorite ice type is easily Aurorus. That one really isn't a thought. Favorite fighting type is a Toxicroak. Favorite poison type is definitely Scolipede. Favorite ground type is Runerigus. Favorite flying type is Noivern. Favorite psychic type is... Okay. Probably Espeon. Favorite bug type. These are the ones available. Yeah, it's Centiskorch. Talonflame, you get to stay where you are. Alright, favorite rock type is... honestly, Midnight Form Lycanroc. Favorite ghost type is Duskull. I have the plush. I knew he was my favorite ghost type. Favorite dragon type. Who is my favorite? You know what? It is most likely actually Kingdra. Way to go, buddy. Favorite dark type is... probably Sableye. I like his design more than I do a lot of the others, so that'll give him the edge. Favorite steel type is Scizor. Favorite fairy type is Ribombee. Favorite starter is Totodile. Favorite gimmick is Mega Bayonet. Favorite legendary is Celebi. And my favorite of all time. Who is the favorite Pokemon? It is not Ivysaur, for sure, because I prefer Totodile to Ivysaur as starters, which means he's a higher caliber. I have a plush of Duskull only because I haven't found a good plush of Totodile yet, and I don't have a lot of disposable income to just go and buy one off of the Pokemon website immediately. Toxicroak is up there because I use Toxicroak a lot more in battle more than flat Totodile does. Sawsbuck is amazing but not very usable in battle, though in real life I could ride a Sawsbuck. People did at least used to ride deer. They're not that different from horses. Talonflame is great. I like Talonflame a whole lot, so it's probably between him and Toxicroak right now. Ribombee is great, not one of my favorite designs. I love the design, I don't dislike it, but it's probably not that much higher than anything else. Centiskorch, love everything about you. Love the design, love the typing, love that you can keep me warm when it's cold. Great Pokemon. Probably means he's higher than Talonflame for sure. Ceruledge is great and reminds me of Mega Man. I don't know if I'd want one with me all the time because of the Pokedex entry. If all the cursed fire and stuff kind of scares me. Weirdair, awesome. It's Sawsbuck, but not grass type. Let's see, Grottle, amazing. Love everything about Grottle. Galvantula, he's an electric spider. He's pretty cool. Aurorus, ice longneck, pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's probably my favorite fossil. Scolipede, amazing, solid. Some kind of centipede, just like Centiskorch is. Runerigus, awesome. Pain in the butt, though, unless I lucked into getting one. Not there. Noivern, probably favorite dragon. His favorite dragon, because he's the only one here. He's based on a bat. That's really cool. Espeon, probably not. Midnight Lycanroc, no. Kingdra, probably not. Sableye, no. Scizor, love Scizor. Was defeated by Centiskorch for favorite bug type. Mega Bayonet. I don't think any Mega is my favorite Pokemon because it's an add-on of anything. And Celebi is my favorite mythical and or legendary. Which I guess means Centiskorch is my favorite Pokemon. Well then, we figured all that out. We'll go ahead and make a team just for funsies. Now, but that would take more work and this has already gone on long enough. So if you guys like this video and you want to see me make a team out of it, I will screenshot and save this exact list and I'll do that later on. Thank you for joining me and for checking out everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little more about me from it. Till next time, ta-ta.